there has not been a really second groove established yet, and that's something these guys are going to have to deal with.
In the wall, Damon Lusk, hard in turn one.
There you go. That's just a product of being up on that outside, getting that loose stuff, and away she goes.
Caution is out.
Here's what happened to Damon Lusk. Top of your screen.
Yeah, he just got in that corner too high. Again, there's not a lot of room out there right now to try to work around somebody. Back in the field is where you're going to have problems.
It's a very wide racetrack, Darrell, but boy, hitting your marks with that one groove right now is pretty critical.
Especially on entry, because that's where you're going so fast and you just lose control.
Strategy.
Ooh, squeeze play. Todd Bodine threaded the needle. That's Joe Aramendia on the bottom. Bobby Hamilton was trying to work his way around. Aramendia, who spins.
Bobby Hamilton's hammer hits it hard, too.
Took Bobby with him. Matt Kenseth goes down pit road. Comes to the rest of the field, and they're all waiting to see where the...
Caution is out.
Hamilton was a little hesitant getting by Aramendia. Todd Bodine just blew right through there.
Yeah, you're going to need a race car.
Probably so. Here's a look.
That's Bobby Sr. I think it's Bobby Hamilton Sr. I hear on the radio.
Darrell, it put Bobby Hamilton Jr. up there in that gray stuff where there's no grip, and the car would not turn.
Got it on his tires. Hot tires picks up that stuff, and you can't do anything with it. Yeah, you see, he gets up out of the groove, especially coming off turn 4 here. Oh, no, they got 79 came up off the bottom and clipped him in the left rear.
I think Darrell looked like Aramendia was trying to stay low on the racetrack, and he might have dropped a wheel off on the flat and shot back up into...
I just think when Bobby was going by, it sucked him into him.
Ah.
Now watch this, Matt Kenseth in the blue 17 car, straight down pit road. Of course, something like this, there is no pit road speed.
Hard crash at turn 4. Larry Gunselman. Chris Bingham was nearby, but I'm not sure there was contact when Gunselman pounded the wall to bring out the race's third caution at lap 44. Instead of racing to win, he must win to race. More on that later. Here's a look at what happened to Gunselman.
Car just came around with him.
And Bingham avoids him.
I mean, that is a hard lick, a very hard lick. You see one of his rear springs bouncing across the infield.
You know, I've seen more rear springs fly out of cars, I think, this year than I ever have before.
Still trying to clear the lappers. Lance Norrick is in the front of that group a lap or so down. Back up front, Matt Kenseth.
Oh, trouble on the back, guys. Got a car going around off of 2 over there. Got bottlenecked up. Very similar to what happened the lap before.
Lance Norrick in the 90 car. Caution is on the speedway.
Due to a crash. Watch the number 90 of Lance Norrick.
Just down.
Morgan Shepherd turns him. That car, Darrell, didn't look like it was carrying a lot of speed off the corner, though, Norrick's car.
No, there was a real bottleneck over there. Very similar to what happened when we had the lead change. And coming off of 2, if you can't get back to the gas, and another guy does, he's closing at a high rate of speed, and you can have contact.
Yeah, gets a little help there from the 0 car. That's Morgan Shepherd. Yeah, he restarted the race, Mike, on the inside of the front row beside leader Todd Bodine. In a lap and a half, he was almost to the rear of the whole field.
The cars that were in a bit earlier, there's the biggest movers of the day.
That Joe Nemechek, that will put him up in 8th position.
I think that 4 car, he came on pit road hot and heavy, and I think the reason now I see why. Something happened to the engine.
Whoa, Bechtel pounds the wall.
Boy, he did. And there goes another spring, Larry.
That was a hard hit.
There goes a wheel.
Has come up short. Look to the right side of your screen.
See him back there
for
coming
the
out of
white
the
77.
corner. Oh, she just come loose. Oh,
boy, that's
goodness.
a hard hit.
Goodness gracious.
Right in front of Joe Nemechek.
He got up high down there, Larry. Look, he got up out of the groove and hit the outside wall, and man, it launched him right down into that inside retaining wall.
And Darrell, when you're that high of the groove and you're turning that steering wheel, it's not turning.
No.
And I think it hit so hard that that wheel you see rolling didn't get knocked off the lugs. It knocked the whole center out of the wheel.
So we have 14 cars on the lead lap. There's Joe Gibbs.
His car's running
at second right now. Has 4 fresh tires. Pace car's off.
Green.
Boy, we got one sideways, Mike Bliss, and he,
pounded.
Todd Bodine just gets by leading this race.
Yeah, it just wrecked all the cars.
A bunch of cars. This is the big wreck. It looks like there's over a dozen cars involved.
Coming to the line, and the 5-car Brian Vickers is stuck in the middle of that. Coming back to the line, Scott Riggs will get back on the lead lap, and Chad Blunt will also come around in front of the leader. So will Shane Meal. Mike Bliss is the 20 car left of your screen.
Shane Meal right behind him. I think when he get down here, Mike tries to go to the inside. Got some bump from the back.
That's Ashton Lewis hitting him hard.
Another lead lap car. There you see Coy Gibbs getting in the back of Ashton Lewis.
Nowhere to go.
There's Vickers, the 5. He's right in the middle of it. Gets hit twice.
Bounced around like a pinball.
Is that Rudiman at the top of the frame? Can't quite see in the glare. But it is a pile of wrecked race cars.
I think of our 14 cars on the lead lap, only 5 made it through there without damage.
The field has been stopped in the back straightaway, and the red flag is out. There goes Bliss sideways. He gets tagged hard by Ashton Lewis. And then they pile in at speed.
Like I say, Darrell, just nowhere for most of those cars to go.
48 car just gets in the back of Bliss. They're all racing off in turn 1 down there. And
you know, the apron looked like the place to be until now.
yeah, they just up and down, up and down.
And until the restart before this one, when it was judged that he tried to pass on the left before the line. Kevin Grubb makes it through. Just ahead of him, Chase Montgomery makes it through. Here's Michael Waltrip. And the hole closed up on Michael. Scott Wimmer, who is the car that Waltrip ended up running into. Wimmer hit Vickers, Waltrip hit Wimmer, Hornaday hit Waltrip. And here's Hornaday. I think it was a bad day to carry the onboard camera.
That being the view that the camera's getting, that's the same thing they're seeing out the windshield.
So many guys that were involved in it have been having great runs all day long.
And this is one of them, Brian Vickers. Oh.
Was David Rudiman.
And Rudiman
Sure was.
But like I said, the restart was going to get exciting.
Because all the spotter can see is the backs of the cars there.
Wow. And that was a hard lick right there.
Ashton Lewis.
And Ashton Lewis gets hit again by Coy Gibbs. There you see Regan Smith in the 22 car. Nemechek just making it through.
You know,
Weeded his way through.
I think Regan Smith spins right through this without damage.
He's down there on the apron. I can't tell.
I'm not sure he hit anything, Darrell. We'll see when they come around. They're stopped on the back straightaway now.
Meanwhile, Joe Nemechek's pulling away. 4 laps to go.
Riggs gets second. Here comes Meal for third. Gets it. And Bodine for
Oh, we got
fourth.
trouble again. Turn 2.
Hermie Sadler pounds the wall in turn 1. And this will be the race.
Caution is out. This will not get a red flag. This is the race coming to the line right now. No, Joe Nemechek off turn 4. The battle's for third between Shane Mill and Todd Bodine.
Nemechek brings him to the caution. Riggs, Meal, Bodine, Blunt, and Spencer. See what happened to Hermie here.
Whoop.
Oops. Regan Smith and Sadler, I believe, made contact.
And when they come around, they will be 2 laps to go. There's not enough time to get this race restarted.
No, and actually it's kind of good news for a lot of these guys because they got their cars damaged and they can't run fast, so they can ride around here under caution and finish the race.
I mean, should everything go well for Joe Nemechek in these last 2 1/4 laps, we just have to remember, great qualifying run, and that's a hard lick Hermie Sadler got there.
Joe Nemechek takes the checkered flag ahead of Scott Riggs and Shane Meal. For Meal, best career finish.
He's going to leave here with a pretty nice little lead.